Wars and conflicts in any part of the world can have a far-reaching effects both on the immediate environment where it is happening and the world at large. So while we all hope for peace and stability, it's also essential to understand how conflicts in different regions of the world can have far-reaching consequences on all others, understanding how they might impact our interconnected global economic system as a whole. And that being said, we want to look at the potential impact, or consequences of any war in Niger Republic on global economy. And with this we say welcome to this channel, where we bring you various trending topics, list videos, and motivational topics, to inspire you to greater heights. So, without further ado, let's delve right into our topic of discussion for the day, which basically centers around the biggest consequences of any form of war in Niger Republic on global economy. The first would be resource disruption. This would be the first, and one of the biggest consequences a war in Niger Republic could disrupt the global economy. Rich in so many valuable mineral resources, especially uranium, which is crucial for nuclear energy production. Any war or conflict in this country could disrupt the supply chains of these resources, causing shortages, which could lead to price hikes and potential energy crises worldwide, creating ripple effects through various industries all over the world. 2. Energy prices. Energy prices would most likely be impacted, since Niger is an oil-producing nation, and equally plays an important role in supplying oil to the global market. A war could disrupt this regular flow, thus affecting the international price of this commodity, causing massive fluctuations in oil prices which will in turn affect everything, from gas prices, to the cost of manufacturing goods, some essential services, price of foodstuffs, and so on and so forth. 3. Humanitarian crisis. This is another way that any form of war in this great country could lead to the creation of a humanitarian crisis. Because, conflict often displaces people, leading to refugees seeking safety in neighboring countries, and this puts significant strain on resources and aid efforts, diverting funds that could otherwise be used for economic development to cater for displaced people, which is usually not easy, and on its own, creates so many other problems as well. 4. Food security. Food security is usually a big problem, and very important factor to put into consideration in times of war, because without food, nobody survives, including the soldiers fighting on the battleground, and since Niger is a significant agricultural producer in the West African region, war can greatly disrupt farming activities, potentially leading to food shortages, price increases, spiraling to other nations around and impacting global food prices. 5. Infrastructural damage. This is the fifth, and very crucial point to consider in times of war. Because during the time of war, there is usually massive infrastructural damage between the opposing parties or nations. Infrastructures, such as roads, bridges, airports, seaports, and so many others. This not only impacts the local economies, but also affects international trade and logistics. 6. Migration impact. For so many years, migration been a very big problem, especially to European nations and co., as a result of massive migration of Africans and Asians to Central Europe in search of greener pastures, and despite measures taken by these various countries to curtail this massive movement, people still find a way to beat the system. Then with an added war within the African sub-region, we can only imagine what the impact would be, knowing that with conflict comes increased migration, not just internally but also across borders, and this can lead to both social and economic challenges in both the host countries and the countries of origin. 7. Global investment. This factor is a very important one to look at when a region or country experiences conflicts and wars. Investors may withdraw or generally avoid investments within that region altogether, because nobody goes into business or invests to lose. And since during wartime, almost everything is unpredictable, and as such, you can't plan properly for your business, thereby exposing both your business and capital to unnecessary risk. And this affects both economic growth and job creation, and would also have spiral effect on global economy. 8. Financial markets. The number 8 factor to consider is the financial markets. And since the world has become a global village when it comes to financial markets and investments, wars can lead to uncertainty, which is something financial markets don't like, knowing that whatever affects one market usually has spiral effect on the others. This may lead to stock prices falling, and investors may seek safe havens, affecting the stability of global financial systems. 9. Human capital. Another way a war in Niger could affect the global economy is through the loss of human capital. Conflict often leads to the displacement or loss of skilled workers, which can impact industries and innovations on a global scale. 10. Diplomatic tensions. Bilateral relations and agreements between nations and sub-regions are all part of governance and peaceful coexistence between such nations. It brings about harmony, understanding and agreements, binding such nations or sub-regions, in terms of common interests. But during conflicts, especially war, it becomes pretty difficult to honor and keep to the terms of agreement reached between those parties, and as such could lead to serious diplomatic tensions between both, or all parties involved. And that is why we say, that conflict in Niger could strain relations between countries, leading to trade disputes and potential sanctions. This can disrupt global trade, affecting different economies around the world. 11. Security threats. Here, we are looking at the impact of war to regenerate and create new terrorist groups, which tend to thrive the most in the presence of lawlessness and anarchy, and as such, any form of war or instability in Niger could create a safe haven for these extremist groups, posing serious security challenges both for the country itself, neighboring countries and sub-region as a whole, potentially leading to global security concerns. 12. Geopolitical shifts. And last but not the least, we must consider geopolitical shifts. A war in Niger could alter the balance of power and influence in this sub-region, potentially reshaping alliances, trade relationships, bilateral agreements, and so on, which in turn could affect the global economic landscape. So, there you have it, folks, and with this we have come to the end of this brief and insightful video, on some of the possible negative consequences any war in Niger could affect the global economy. It's very crucial to understand these potential consequences, as they highlight the interconnectedness of our global economy, and the importance of diplomacy and conflict prevention. We hope for a peaceful future, but being prepared for the unexpected is essential. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more insightful contents. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.